Espresso time. You already know what that means. MoneyShift news in the morning is here. So what is MoneyShift news in the morning? We are a 10-minute condensed news show. We pack everything you need to know in just under 10 minutes. And with the Consumer Electronics Show just getting wrapped up, we got a lot of news to get through. So we're going to start with the news outside of CES, and we're going to end with the news inside CES. And you guys will have everything you need to know to be up to date in today's car world. So we're just going to kick it off. Number one, Elon Musk announced they are going to be increasing the price of full self-driving in just the US from $10,000 to $12,000. Now that is a $2,000 price increase, and that is for Tesla's FSD package. If you don't want to spend $12,000 for Tesla's full self-driving package, they also offer a monthly subscription for $199, which allows you to experience what full self-driving is at a way lower cost. Whenever there is an off-season in the racing world, things get exciting. Why? Because every company is on edge as another company potentially reveals their new competitor. And when a new rule set comes about, new debuts are even more important. And for the 2022 season for the World Rally Championship, that is happening. Brand new cars are coming to a head. Brand new rules are coming to a head. For those of you that aren't aware, the new cars in the Rally 1 category will be receiving a direct injected turbocharged 1.6 liter four-cylinder engine that will work together with an electric motor that on its own makes 134 horsepower and 132 pound-feet of torque, and power gets sent to all four wheels through a sequential gearbox, and there's a 3.9 kilowatt-hour battery pack that is the energy source for the e-motor. So these cars are serious. They are effectively plug-in hybrid monster rally car machines. And for 2022, you not only have Hyundai, but you have Toyota and Ford competing in the championship as well. Toyota and Ford are expected to launch their cars January 15, which is in just a couple days, but Hyundai is leading the charge by showcasing their i20N Rally 1 first. And it's always exciting seeing the first car that is going to be unveiled in a new rule set, because you sort of get an understanding of what these cars are going to be looking like. And I don't know about you guys, but this thing looks bad shit crazy. Excuse my language, but it does really look bananas. My favorite part about this car, and I know it sounds crazy, is actually the rear end view, the direct straight on rear end view. I love how they integrated the exhaust, and I love the look of that rear wing. This thing is just a purposeful monster, and I'm very excited to see how these new electric hybrid rally cars do in 2022. And you bet we're going to bring you what the Toyota and Ford models look like next week as those get unveiled. And the next car that we're going to be talking about today is the Toyota Tundra Capstone. On January 11, Toyota unveiled a new top-of-the-line range to the Tundra lineup, something that places above the 1794, and this has the Denali and the High Country square in its sights. Now, for those of you that are curious, okay, for those of you that wonder where the Capstone sits and where it could potentially be priced, let's talk about the existing Toyota Tundra lineup. On the base end, you have the Toyota Tundra SR. That has an MSRP of $35,950, and you're lucky to even get seats and aircon in that thing. I'm just kidding. It's a livable machine, but it's $35,950. You go SR5, limited, platinum, $17,994, which by the way has a starting price of $57,690. And now Toyota is unveiling Capstone. So Capstone sits above $17,994. Most certainly will have a base price of above $60,000. So what does this truck offer that warrants that $60,000 plus potential MSRP that it's likely going to have? Well, for one, this is effectively what a Lexus pickup truck would be if Toyota ever let Lexus build a pickup truck. You can distinguish it on the outside by its chrome mirror caps, 22-inch chrome wheels, which, by the way, are the largest wheels ever offered on a Tundra by Toyota. It also has a unique grille with chrome accents and chrome Tundra lettering on the tailgate. So that is the easiest way on the outside of understanding whether or not you are looking at a Capstone or not. Now, if you get into the inside, that's where things greatly change. While the Platinum and 1794 are already really luxurious, the Capstone just takes it to another level. It takes it to 11. It brings in aniline leather seats that have a black and white design, which just look positively awesome. There's heated ventilated front seats for not just the front row, but the second row as well. Toyota also said that you will have a heated leather steering wheel. In addition, the Capstone has dark American walnut wood that's on the dash, the doors, the center console. You get a panoramic sunroof and all the illumination your heart can desire. There's a Capstone logo right on the dash, acoustic glass everywhere. This thing is meant to be a bank vault and an ultimate luxury machine. And because it's a brand new Toyota Tundra, it has the 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster and the 14-inch audio multimedia infotainment system. That screen is just freaking massive, and it has Android Auto and Apple CarPlay capability. In addition to that, you're looking at a 12-speaker JBL audio system and a digital rear view mirror. But when we're talking about what's powering this thing, because it's the Capstone, because it's the top, because it's the peak, because it's the pinnacle of Tundra luxury, it is exclusively getting the iForce Max hybrid powertrain, which features a 48 horsepower electric motor in addition to a twin turbo 3.5-liter V6. That gives the car a combined total 437 horsepower, 583 pound-feet of torque. This thing has a max payload of 1,485 pounds and a max towing capacity of 10,000 pounds, and literally every option available. All right, the Consumer Electronics Show is an interesting thing, okay? Because up until recently, it was just a means to showcase new technology. TVs, phones, headphones, right? Kitchen appliances, smart tech, all right? But recently, with the introduction of the popularization of the electric car, it's been sort of becoming a car show, right? And a lot of companies are using it as a way, as a means to unveil their new products, to showcase their new direction. And the first one, and arguably the most important car we are going to be talking about today, maybe the second most important, is the Chrysler Airflow concept. Chrysler launched the Airflow concept at CES 2022, and this car is previewing the brand's electric future. Now, this concept looks pretty identical to the one that we saw last summer, all right? But this is based on new, fully electric architecture from Stellantis. The powertrain itself has two electric motors, one on each axle, each producing 201 horsepower, which means this thing is going to be pretty quick, and I love the look. Chrysler didn't give us any detail on battery type or capacity, but announced that this thing would have a driving range of between 350 and 400 miles, and we've said it before and we'll say it again, any electric vehicle with a range above 300 miles is a good electric vehicle. So if Chrysler is able to do that and give this thing 350 to 400 miles of range with a fast charge capability of 800 volts, which they're claiming, that's going to be a winner in the stat department. In terms of design, again, this aerodynamic shape with mean 22-inch wheels and just a nice sculpted bodywork, I think looks great. But I'll tell you this right now, if Chrysler doesn't call this thing the E-Cruiser or the PT Cruiser or something like that, they got a big miss. That would be awesome to bring that nameplate back. I know a lot of people hate the PT Cruiser, but let's be honest, the sales alone of that thing kept Chrysler alive for a long, long, long time. In addition to that, this car also has STLA Smart Cockpit, which includes 3 screens on the dashboard and 2 additional screens behind the front seat. Each screen can be personalized with integrated cameras that allow passengers to participate in group video conferences on the go. I love this, and I don't understand why this hasn't been unveiled to date. New Jeeps, new Cadillacs, new Mercedes, new whatever have the functionality, have the ability to watch TV, to watch streams, to watch all of this stuff on the go. Now, I understand the demands of a video chat are a lot higher than, say, a Netflix show. show, but integrating and understanding and finding out how to make that happen makes a car like the Chrysler Airflow go from being whatever to now being one of the premier livery vehicles out there. Because picture being picked up from the airport, you get in the back seat of your Airflow, and you can call in to a work call. That's pretty huge. That's pretty huge. So if Chrysler is able to execute that concept and do it before anybody else, they're in the money. They're in business. Chrysler describes the technology as, quote, an extension of digital work and home environments, all in sync to create a personalized experience for every passenger. Let's keep it moving, though, because we got a lot of cars to talk about. Sony unveiled the Vision S02, and they also announced a new division that will explore entry into the EV market. So we're going to touch on this quickly. The Vision S02 is the equivalent of the Model X. It's very similar in size, in stature, in weight. The difference here really does come down to the stats category. This car includes double wishbone front and rear suspension with air springs and a dual motor all-wheel drive powertrain that consists of 2 electric motors, each producing 268 horsepower. So this thing definitely isn't slow. 0 to 60 comes in at 4.8 seconds, but it's not Model X fast, and that is just fine. Visually, this car shares a lot with its sedan counterpart. Same styling, same grille, same taller body, but it definitely has that Tesla Model X almond sort of shape when it comes to SUV, which might not be a good thing. This car is a 7-passenger and shares its interior almost entirely with the Vision S01, which means it has 3 large screens with 2 additional screens on the edges for digital mirrors and another touchscreen for the floating center console, which probably controls the car's HVAC. Add 2 more touchscreens mounted on the seat backs, and you got a total of 9 displays in the cabin. That is crazy. The seat-mounted speakers have 360 reality audio and have 5G and the ability to play PlayStation games through a remote connection, which takes in-vehicle entertainment to the next level, which is pretty awesome. Now, Sony puts a ton of emphasis on their autonomous driving technology, and there is an array of sensors all around the vehicle, CMOS image sensors, LiDAR, etc., all things that are meant to monitor both the driver and the road around them, which give this thing a level 2 plus autonomous capability, which, by the way, puts it above Tesla. And Sony states that it has all the existing things needed to be level 4 capable in the future. Sony Mobility Inc. will be established in the spring of 2022, and this is going to be the division that determines whether or not they produce vehicles or not. I really do. I love the look of the sedan, especially in this red. I think Sony absolutely killed it. But the last company that we're going to be finishing on today is GM, and we're going to churn through the first 2 vehicles very, very quickly. The first of which is the Cadillac Interspace concept, which debuted as luxurious autonomous travel. If you're not going to be driving in the near future, why not be in a machine that looks like this? Why not be in a machine that has an interior like this? And why not be in a machine that has a screen like this? The next vehicle that Chevrolet or GM unveiled was the future of their small SUV lineup, and that is the Equinox. The Equinox EV will be an all-new model, not based on the internal combustion engine version. It's going to have an MSRP of around 30 Gs, which will severely undercut the Mach-E and the ID4, although this vehicle will be a little bit smaller. Chevrolet has announced that they are shooting for a 250 to 300 mile EV range ballpark, and if they're able to hit that, and they're able to hit that $30,000 price, that is a pretty big thing. And this is the second most important vehicle for GM because the Equinox nameplate is the second highest selling brand nameplate for Chevrolet all time, which is pretty crazy to even think about. But the number one, the Mac Daddy for Chevrolet, is the 2024 Silverado EV. Now, full disclosure, we placed a reservation, okay? 0 to 60, 4.5 seconds, up to 400 miles of range, up to 100 miles of range added in just 10 minutes of charging, independent front and rear suspension. The price is $39,900 for the base work truck model, which looks like this. We're over here, and I love how it looks, and up to $105,000 for an RST first edition model. Towing capacity is set to be $10,000, pounds, with up to 20,000 pounds available and a payload of 1,300. Now, There's two variants of this in terms of power. You're looking at 664 horsepower on the top end, which should make this thing go 0 to 60 in just 4.5 seconds. And again, 400 miles on a single charge, guys. That is a very good number. One of the other things that this vehicle provides is a larger bed than the majority of other electric pickup trucks that have been unveiled, whether it's the Lightning, the Rivian R1T, the Cybertruck, whatever that is. It has a bigger pickup bed. As we look at this shot, this truck features something similar to a Chevrolet Avalanche, which allows the cabin to sort of fold down and give you even more space, giving you close to 11 feet of space, which is something that the Lightning can offer, the Rivian can offer, and the Cybertruck can offer. So with that, we're going to close out. We went a little over 10 minutes today, and that's just because of the Consumer Electronics Show and the madness that comes with the amount of products that are being unveiled there. So I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Feel free to speed this video up 1.5 if you need to get through the time faster. Hopefully I talk slow enough so that if you speed it up, it works out and it's perfectly fine. But we'll see you guys later on this week for a Maverick Files episode, and next week we got more Lightning Files news. Thanks everybody for tuning in to the MoneyShift YouTube channel. I am your host, Thanasi, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.